Mr. McLeod,
Contempt for what?
Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question, or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt of court taken into custody.
Really? That's it.
This hearing is absolute chaos from start to finish. Mr. McLeod, charged with assaulting a police officer, storms into court claiming the judge has no authority over him, pulling the classic sovereign citizen stunt. He interrupts, shouts, and throws around nonsense legal jargon, but the judge shuts him down every single time. What follows is a heated courtroom showdown, equal parts frustrating and hilarious, as McLeod's false confidence crumbles under real law. By the end, the judge has no choice but to send him to jail for the night, proving once again that arrogance and ignorance never win in court. If you enjoy watching justice dismantle chaos, make sure to like, subscribe, and dive right in. This one gets wild.
Do you understand your right to a lawyer, including a court-appointed lawyer?
I understand that.
Okay. And do you wish to represent yourself instead of having an attorney?
Yeah, I'm here by special appearance, and I will be representing myself.
Okay. I'm required by law before I accept that waiver to do a couple things. One, advise you of the maximum penalties that you could face for the charges that you're in my court for. Resisting, obstructing conservation officers is a high court misdemeanor punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or $1,000 fine. There's a habitual offender second notice that's been filed by the prosecutor, which would make that a felony punishable by up to 3 years and or $1,000 fine. And marine safety operating while intoxicated is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days and or $100 to $500 fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty for the charges against you?
Well, I don't even really understand why I'm here, honestly.
Notice how calm and composed the judge remains throughout this chaotic hearing. It's almost unbelievable how much patience and restraint he shows while Mr. McLeod interrupts, argues, and pretends not to understand basic law. Despite the nonsense and defiance, the judge still tries to give him a fair chance. But what do you think? Is Mr. McLeod truly delusional, or is he just putting on an act to dodge accountability? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Well, okay. Well, that's fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty that I just explained to you?
No. So,
hold on. I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things.
Well, I need to establish a couple things too, honestly.
Hold on. Well, I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things, or I'm going to be in trouble.
Okay.
Do you understand that the maximum penalty that you could face for the charges that you're here for is up to 3 years in prison and or a $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the nature and cause of the action against me. So
what is it that you don't understand? Do you not understand how long 3 years is, or how much the fine is that I've articulated? Can you tell me what it is you don't understand?
I don't understand the nature and cause of the action against me because we don't establish jurisdiction.
That's not what I'm asking you right now. Well, I'll let you place whatever objections you want on the record, Mr. McLeod. I promise you that. Okay. Can we just go one step at a time? So do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as charged? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine?
Well, I have another question because the statutory jurisdiction doesn't exist under the Constitution. So in order for me to defend myself, could you please tell me where the published rules of conduct are for criminal statutory jurisdiction, or where I can find the nature and cause of this jurisdiction, or how this information exists?
No, I don't even understand what you're asking.
So you're saying this is a statutory jurisdiction under what? The statutes of Michigan, correct?
Mr. McLeod, I've told you what my jurisdiction is.
General jurisdiction.
The people of the state of Michigan voted to convene a constitutional convention in 1961.
Sure.
There was a constitutional convention in 1961 and 1962. They proposed a state constitution. The voters of the state of Michigan ratified that in 1963. Article 6 establishes the judicial power. And the circuit court is a court under that judicial power of Article 6 of the state constitution. And so you're here in my court. I have subject matter jurisdiction over those crimes. I have personal jurisdiction over you because you've been alleged to have committed them in our county. That's my jurisdiction. So, Mr. McLeod, do you want to represent yourself? Do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face of 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
One second.
I can see why his attorney withdrew. Oh, shit.
Hang on, someone in the prosecutor's office is not muted. I'm going to remove you from the meeting at this time.
Oh,
Prosecutor's office is generally allowed to attend to observe. They've participated. I'm removing them from the hearing.
Honestly, she wasn't wrong. That moment was raw, unfiltered, and unintentionally hilarious. The kind that perfectly captured everyone's disbelief in the courtroom. Even the judge somehow kept a straight face as Mr. McLeod sat there flipping through papers, convinced he'd find some imaginary law to set himself free. His own attorney had already withdrawn, and it's easy to see why. McLeod genuinely acted like he'd cracked the legal code, when in reality, he was just digging himself deeper. The judge, prosecutor, and everyone else knew exactly how this would end, yet he kept going, arguing nonsense with full confidence. It's like watching someone try to win a game they don't understand, refusing to admit defeat. And when the prosecutor dropped that subtle comment, it was the perfect cherry on top, saying exactly what everyone was thinking. Still, what's wild is how committed sovereign citizens are to their delusions, clinging to fake laws and false logic like it'll save them. It's chaotic, absurd, and honestly, pure courtroom entertainment. Now let's dive back in.
Mr. McLeod, do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face?
1 second. Okay, so when enforcement of mere statutes, judges of all courts do not act judicially and are thus are not protected and qualified by limited immunity. That's Owen versus the city. I just want to state a few things for the record since you're claiming this is a jurisdiction under statutory law.
Hang on. Mr. McLeod, can we back it? Look at me for a second. Can we talk here?
I've challenged subject matter jurisdiction and nothing can go forward until that's addressed. You're saying
I did address it and I denied your objection. I have subject matter
doesn't
jurisdiction.
exist under the Constitution.
Your objection is noted. So, Mr. McLeod, do you understand? Let me explain to you.
Sure.
Sometimes, as I said, people might want to represent themselves, but let's say they have limited intellectual capacity and they don't understand what's going on.
At this point, you can clearly see the judge has completely run out of patience with this guy's nonsense. It's not even savage anymore, it's just cold, hard truth. While Mr. McLeod fumbles through papers, quoting fake laws and imaginary statutes, the judge calmly dismantles every word with precision and authority. It's pure professionalism mixed with subtle humiliation, a masterclass in courtroom control. You've got to respect it, though. The judge doesn't raise his voice or lose composure, he simply lays down the law, reminding everyone exactly who holds the power in that room.
I have to establish that they know what's going on before I can allow them to represent themselves. I'm required to establish, do you comprehend, do you know the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as a result of this charge? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine. Do you understand that, Mr. McLeod?
So I'd like to state for the record that
Mr. McLeod, stop.
the court can be
Stop, Mr. McLeod. If you don't understand it, I'm going to revoke your right to represent yourself and have an attorney represent you because I can't establish that you know what you're doing. So do you know the maximum penalty that you would face?
Your Honor, I've challenged this court's jurisdiction. You haven't established it yet. You said you have a statutory jurisdiction which doesn't exist under the Constitution. I'm trying to figure out where I stand with this. So I can't answer any of your questions until you answer some of mine.
That's not how it works. Are you refusing to answer my question?
No, I'm
Then answer it. Do you understand the maximum penalty that you face for this charge?
So judges who become involved in enforcement of
Mr.
your
McLeod,
statutes,
I have other matters. Mr. McLeod,
involved agency. What's that?
you know, I understand you want to object to things, and you're going to be allowed to object to things. Okay,
Sure.
But we have to do things one step at a time. And I do have other cases today. I'm not going to entertain this for like a whole hour. I've got other cases going on. If you want to dig in your heels and just make this real complicated or real difficult, We could do that, and I can hold you in contempt, and you'll go back to a jail cell for a while.
No, Your
and then we'll
Honor,
do
I don't wish to be held in contempt. I just wish to exercise my Sixth Amendment right.
That's fine.
And
So before I can let you under,
I can
before I
cite
can,
laws, I can cite laws that will show you that the exercise of a right can be converted into a crime. I'm trying to understand the nature and cause of the action against me. You're not clarifying enough to where I can comprehend it, as you say.
you don't comprehend the maximum penalty that you would face.
I'm not answering any of those questions until you establish that this is a court of the Constitution, has jurisdiction under these jurisdictions.
I established it. I told you. You might think I'm wrong, and you can appeal.
There's no such thing as a statutory jurisdiction.
Mr. McLeod, let me make this simple for you. Do you ever watch, let me make this simple for you.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you this question one more time. One more time.
Okay.
Two things are going to happen. You are either going to answer my question, or I'm going to hold you summarily in contempt, and the court officer will bring you to a jail cell, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. You understand that?
So,
Mr. McLeod, Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question, or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt of court, taken into custody.
Really? That's it. Protecting my rights is what you said last time. I'm sorry.
Fucking John.
This isn't true. You guys
You'll
are
have to follow
following
unconstitutional
You're following
orders.
unlawful orders. It's not
Not a
constitutional at all.
thing.
Mr. McLeod's in contempt, he's sentenced to 1 day. Mr. McLeod, your sentence is 1 day in jail. We'll reconvene tomorrow and get you
This is about the
notice.
Constitution. I did nothing wrong except to question and exercise my rights.
This guy is a complete disaster, trying to act like a lawyer when he clearly has no clue what he's doing. Instead of using his Sixth Amendment right to free legal counsel, he's out here fumbling through papers and quoting nonsense that holds zero weight in a real courtroom. The judge actually gave him a fair chance, calm, patient, and professional, but even the most composed judge eventually reaches a breaking point. What makes it even more ridiculous is how confident this man looks while publicly embarrassing himself, acting like he's cracked some secret legal code. He's facing a felony assault charge on a police officer, something that could easily cost him his freedom, his voting rights, and even his right to own a firearm, yet he's treating it like a game. The law is crystal clear. Answer real questions, face real consequences. But Mr. McLeod keeps digging himself deeper, lost in his own delusions. It's frustrating, it's absurd, and honestly it's a bit sad, a textbook example of how arrogance and ignorance collide in court.